Something I've noticed is my training style changes a lot, and it changes depending on what my goals are and how I'm feeling that day. So sometimes I feel like lifting heavier weight, and sometimes I realize that I need to put clips on because I'm used to training with just 25s on each side, and usually I won't clip those in. They don't wobble as much as the 45s. But I had been lifting about the same weight for the last 5 years or so, and I had been afraid to lift heavier with the squats because sometimes I get lower back and knee pain. But in the past year, I've worked through some of those muscular imbalances. I thought I had knee issues, and I thought I had side joint issues, but it turns out I just had to do more mobility work and fix my muscular imbalances, and that's something that I work on every day. So even if my joints are feeling well, I make sure I keep up the prehab work so I don't get to the point where I can't lift a reasonable amount of weight because of those issues. So I mentioned earlier in a couple videos that I wasn't really sure about what my goals were as far as competing this year. I considered powerlifting for a while, and that's still something that I'd like to try. And during the time that I considered powerlifting, I started to focus more on my strength for those movements, and that's part of the reason why I went up in weight for my squats and my deadlifts and my bench press. And I started to add those movements into my workout earlier on and go heavy for about 4 or 5 sets in the 8 to 10 rep range, which is less volume for me. I will go as high as 15 or 20, even 25 reps sometimes. I tend to work in higher volume sets, so going 8 to 10 is pretty low for me. But I realized that some days when I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders, I really like to squat and lift heavier. And sometimes I really don't think I have it in me going into the workout. But after I get warmed up and after I get the movements down, get the mechanics down and get in that groove, it's a great feeling just knowing that a few weeks ago I wouldn't even want to attempt a weight that heavy or hit a PR for those amounts of reps and sets for that exercise. And sometimes I challenge myself just thinking, what if I could do that? And that's what makes me go and try that. So I think that's something that's really powerful about weight training, is being able to see the progress, being able to do something that you couldn't do just a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and being able to see those results really makes you push harder because you realize that if you put in the time and the effort to work towards something, you really can do it. And I just wanted to share an update for my training. I'm still working out legs twice a week, going a little bit heavier in the beginning of my workouts these days than before, and focusing on proper form, making sure that I do a lot of stretching and foam rolling. And hope you guys have a great week of training, and I'll talk to you next time.